Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. This is ATC, that's Adam Talks Cars, and this is going to be the first episode, the inaugural episode of Muffler Delete. That's where you're going to get my raw, unfiltered, and hopefully mostly unedited opinions about things in the car industry that I feel particularly passionate about, or questions that come up when I'm talking to my friends that I find particularly interesting. And I thought for the first episode, I would answer a question that I get asked a lot from my friends when I'm discussing cars. And that's it. And that is, Adam, if you could only pick one car to drive for the rest of your life, ignoring any mechanical breakdown or whatever, you could only pick one car for the rest of your life, and you have to drive it every day, regardless of the weather and where you're going and who you're with, what car you're going to take. And it's an extremely difficult question, of course. But actually, the more I thought about it, the more I find the answer to be pretty obvious. You have to, let me not force my opinion on you, but I would argue that the only two right answers you could give is either the Audi RS6, which is brand new here in the US, and the AMG E63s wagon. Both of them are wagons. And the reason that I feel like those two cars are the obvious answers is because I'm going to have a family. I'm going to need to drive them to the airport. I'm going to need to carry the suitcases. And those are the only two cars that offer that insane level of performance while also offering the functionality of being able to fit luggage or your kids' sports supplies. And both of them are extremely comfortable. They're luxury vehicles from luxury brands. And their performance is ridiculous. They both have turbo V8s. I think the AMG is twin turbo, not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's twin turbo. The RS6 is pushing 590. The AMG tips a little bit over 600 horsepower. Which, I mean, these numbers are absolutely ludicrous. Like, no one could ever really use that amount of power and speed. Like, the 0 to 60 times of both cars are right around 3.5 seconds, I'm pretty sure. So they're ridiculous performance vehicles, really unbelievable, and they offer functionality that's, like, unmatched besides in an SUV. And from my point of view, if I was only ever going to drive one vehicle, I wouldn't want it to be an SUV because sometimes, you know, I want to go on a fun, twisty road and push the car and have some excitement, or even maybe one day go on a track day or something, and there's no other cars that are going to be able to give you the functionality that you need for daily life and the comfort of commuting and bringing all your luggage to an airport, and also giving you insane, like, really borderline supercar performance. Of course, both these cars are over $100,000. I think both of their starting prices are right around $110,000, which they're inaccessible for the majority of the population. But in this hypothetical question, I would definitely say that the E63s and the RS6 are my top two choices, and I guess I would lean towards the RS6 only because I just like the way it looks a little bit more. Their performance is basically in par, and the E63 actually has a little bit more storage in the back. The trunk is slightly larger by a few cubic feet, which I thought was interesting, but basically it's a toss-up, and I just like the look of the RS6 slightly more, but either one is a totally acceptable answer. All right, well, I actually think that we might be able to post this without editing it, which I'm happy. I'm happy I got it on the first try. I'm proud of myself. Just a little pat on the back. All right, so this was the first episode of Muffler Delete. You know, if you have any questions about either of these vehicles, or you disagree with my opinion, I'd love to know. I'd love to hear about it. Or if you agree with my opinion, I'd love to hear that too. So I almost got away with saying everything that I needed without having to add any edits in, but I did want to just throw in that the seats in the RS6 fold 40-20-40, so each one folds individually. I thought that would be particularly useful because like if I were to go skiing or fishing or something, I could just fold down that small center seat, lay the stuff down the middle, and still have two passengers in the rear, and everyone will be comfortable and have plenty of space. And I also think it's worth noting that the RS6 and the E63s are both like really the pinnacles of luxury. Like they have every amenity that most people could dream of ever having. So their level of luxury is insane with a ludicrous level of performance in a family station wagon. So that's really the final summary. I just wanted to make sure I got those 2 points across. They were too important, I think, to leave out. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.